Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Maximize Your Monday. Listen, it is your vision coach, Latoya Early. It has been a minute or two since we've hosted a official Maximize Your Monday. So excited to be before all of you fantastic, amazing coaches on this Monday afternoon. Listen, we're going to talk about how to start a six-figure coaching business. And I'm excited about this topic because we hear all the time how to start a business, right? And I remember being starting my business, and I remember going through all of the bells and going through all the hoops and the bells and the whistles of what I was told to do in my coaching business. And but no one ever stopped to show me how to start a business that was going to generate income, right? A business that was going to generate finances where we can continue to grow the business. So we're going to talk about how do you start a six-figure coaching business and what does that look like? Starting a six-figure coaching business and just starting a traditional coaching business do not require the same it doesn't require the same setup, the same system. And so we're going to talk about that on today. So do me a favor for those of you who are catching this inside of the Christian Women Called to Coach group, go ahead and do me a favor and tag another coach who you know inside of the community who could benefit from today's training. If you're catching this on YouTube, then I am so excited to have this a part of the channel or one of the videos that is listed on the channel. We're talking about how to start your six-figure coaching business and what does that look like. So if this is your first time joining me, hello. I am your vision coach, Latoya Early. I am also the founder of Chase Great University. We are a niche coaching certification company for Christian women. We help you start, grow, and monetize your coaching business without compromising your kingdom assignment. And so I'm excited just to share some of the information that I have with you on today as we talk about starting the coaching business and what does that look like for you? How, what do you need to do so that you can start? As a vision coach, it is my responsibility, it is my job to help our coaches gain clarity and confidence in your business, right? Helping you to gain clarity and confidence in your business so that you are sure to hit that six-figure mark. So do me a favor, come on in. Let me know that you are here. Let me know in the comments. You know how we do. Drop in the comments who you are, what type of coach you are, and yeah, I think that's it. Who you are and what type of coach you are. Is that good? I think we're good. Cool. Okay, so once again, excited to be before you um on this fantabulous Monday. Hey, Coach Sandra, thank you so much for joining me on today. Again, glad to be before you. We're going to talk about how to start a six-figure coaching business. There is a difference between a six-figure coaching business and a regular coaching business. There's a different way that you start. And so we're going to talk about that today. Hey, Brittany, so glad to have you on the live on today, joining us for the masterclass on today. I'm glad to have each and every one of you. So let's go ahead and jump in. I don't want to be before you too long. Once again, we're talking about how to start a six-figure coaching business. There is a difference between just starting a coaching business and starting a six-figure coaching business. What is the difference? That's what we're going to talk about. The very first thing I want you to consider is your mindset. right? That's the very first thing. That's foundational. That is the most important piece to this puzzle is your thinking, right? It's your mindset. Why is that the most important piece? Because for number one, you have to start the business believing that you're going to monetize this business and generate the income that you desire. So whether or not your goal is multiple six figures, multiple millions, whatever your goal is, you have to have a concrete way of thinking that you're going to start this business and that you're going to make money from it, right? That is the first thing to think about. Why we talk about how we, most of us birth the gift of, or most of our coaching gifts are birthed where? At church, right? In ministry. And so when you're shifting from ministry to the marketplace, when you're taking the gifts that you use to serve people and you've just given them away, people call you late night in the midnight hour when they're going through, or when people need you, they tug on you and you just pour because you're so used to doing that. When you're shifting over into the marketplace, it can become a little challenging in your thinking, right? Because a lot of us feel like, hey, if I have this gift that God has given me, why am I charging people for it? Why? I don't want to charge anyone for it. I know that they really need it, but they don't have the money to pay for it. It's a mindset thing. So the very first thing we need to do is reestablish your mindset. The Bible says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. And so the very first step to starting a six-figure coaching business is renewing of the mind. Okay, renewing of the mind. You have to get into the place where you're like, listen, I am starting a business to create income, right? I am starting a business to exchange profit for transformation. And so that's going to be foundational. As we continue through the rest of the steps, that's going to be your foundational piece, is making sure that as you're starting, whether or not you filed your LLC yet or not, whether or not you've put out any content or not, the very first thing is establishing the mindset. What are you here to do? Right? Yes, we're here to serve. We're here to transform. We're here to change lives. I love coaching, y'all. But at the end of the day, I have a mortgage to pay. Right? At the end of the day, I have three boys. Listen, y'all, I just took my baby, my oldest son, to the shoe store. My 11-year-old is in a 10 men. Listen, I'm not here for the games, okay? So you have to establish, what am I starting my business to do? If I'm starting my business to generate income, identify what level of income you want to make. If your overall goal is to be a multimillionaire, is it possible? Absolutely. That's our long-term goal. What's our short-term goal? How much money do you want to make in your business in the next 30 days? How much what's your annual goal for 2023? And keep in mind, I'm talking about how do I start a six-figure coaching business, because it does not look the same. It's not the same as starting a regular business. And let me tell you why. The reason is because you're going into it differently, right? So Chase Gray University, for those of you who don't know, Chase Gray is my eighth business, right? It's my eighth business. And when I started my other businesses, I only started them to make some money and just do something that I love. There was never really a concrete plan. There was never really a goal established on what it is that I was doing and why I was doing this. It wasn't until Chase Gray University where we had to sit down and apply some structure to the vision that God had given me. Some of us have so many amazing ideas and vision, and God shares stuff with us, and he gives us instruction and this an assignment, but we don't sit down to really plan out the vision so that the vision can come to pass, right? And so that was one of the mistakes. It was like, oh yes, I want to start a business, and I just kind of jumped instead of sitting down and saying, okay, what is this business going to look like, and how much money do I want to make in this business? In my first year, do I want to hit the six-figure mark? In my second year, do I want to hit the six-figure mark? By what time in my business am I expecting to generate six figures a year? At what time in my business am I expecting to generate multiple six figures? At what bracket am I expecting to hit the $1 million mark? And so the reason why I'm sharing this with you and why this is step number one of how to start is because it's a mindset thing. If you jump into your coaching business with that mentality that, I'm just here to serve and whoever wants it, or, I'm just trying to test the water, then guess what? You're already starting out the wrong way. When most people start any business, they're so excited about starting it, they just jump versus learning how to start a business generating the income and the revenue that they desire. That was one of my biggest mistakes. One of my biggest mistakes was not sitting down and truly counting the cost. And this was 10 years ago. I started my business back in 2012. Now, since 2012, the business evolved, right? 2012 to 2015, I did a lot of administrative work. I did LLCs, business plans, grant writing, 501c3s, all of that good stuff. 2015 is when Chase Gray University was birthed, and that's when we start focusing on coaches. Since then, we've had to establish structure. What does this school look like? What does this coaching institute look like? And what do we want out of this, right? When we talk about you building out your coaching business, you have to sit down and be clear on what you want out of the business. If you're going to run this as a hobby, if you're going to run this thing as a just something to do, then that's one thing. But be real with yourself, right? Be real with yourself. Don't be afraid to, say, I don't know what this is going to look like. But you want to be clear. You want to take the time to start identifying what it's going to look like, because this is what's going to keep you focused. And this is what's going to keep us on track to hit the six-figure mark in your business. So the very first step, we're talking about, how do I start a six-figure business? That is not the same as just starting a coaching business. It's not the same, right? I don't want you to just follow an LLC, do a website, and say, boom, I have a business. No, I want you to learn how to start a six-figure business. So number one is mindset. Number two, you want to start as a professional. You want to start as the expert. And I know that that is one of the biggest challenges, because you feel like, I'm new to this, so I have to start as if I'm new. For the coaches in Chase Gray University, y'all already know what I'm getting ready to say. I despise the word new to coaching. Why? Because it's a mindset. It's a mindset. The moment you start saying that I'm new to this, right? I'm new to coaching, I'm new to this, is the moment that you are already telling yourself that it's okay to be mediocre, right? That it's okay for you not to show up as the expert, that it's okay for you to start small, that it's okay for your pricing to be minimal. These are all the things that when you show up and say, I'm a new coach, I'm new to this, what you're doing is you're giving yourself excuses, or you're justifying your lack of showing up, because you think that you can get a pass because you're new. Well, I'm here to be the bearer of bad news. You're not new to coaching, especially for those of you who have been called to coach, right? You're not new to coaching. You may be new to monetizing coaching, but you're not new to coaching, right? You're not new to coaching. Here's what I mean. Most of us who believe that we've been called as an assignment by God, this is our assignment to fulfill God's purpose for our lives. We believe we've been called to do that through coaching. I believe that God has given me a solution to a problem, which is lack of clarity and lack of confidence in the assignment and coaching that God has given each and every one of you. I believe that's my assignment, right? And so the moment that I established myself as a coach, it wasn't because I was new to coaching. It was that I was finally ready to monetize the gift that I was given. I was finally at a place where I was ready to generate income by using the gift that I was given, right? So here's the thing. The moment that you the moment that you start telling yourself that I'm new to this, or you start, trying to justify reasons why you can't show up, or reasons why you can't be seen as the expert, is the time where you start to put a hindrance in the business. If we're going to start a six-figure coaching business, then we're going to have to start as the expert. You're not new to coaching, you're new to monetizing coaching. And that's the difference. That's the reason why I'm sharing with you the importance of what? Making sure that we start a six-figure business. Because here's the thing, when you're starting the six-figure business, you're showing up as the expert. I've had 20 plus years experience of coaching, right? It's always been an innate behavior of mine. I don't know about you. I'm assuming for those of you who believe that you've been called to coach, it's an innate behavior for you as well. What do I mean by that? You coach without even knowing you're coaching. You always find yourself being the solution to someone else's problem. You always find yourself wanting to provide a solution to someone else's problem, right? These are all innate behaviors that us who've been called to coach, these are all things that we all share. It's like, man, I find myself always being the problem solver. People come to me to answer questions. Oh man, I'm always the one where someone going through something, they call on you to help them solve the problem. These are identifiers. So you're not new to coaching. Every time that you've served someone, you've asked questions and you've walked them through. Now maybe you didn't know the technique or the proper terminology or the proper process of coaching, but if you've been able to walk someone through an experience from where they are to where they desire to be, guess what? You've been coaching. And so when we talk about showing up as the professional or showing up as the expert, that means putting your best foot forward. We don't launch our businesses as new coaches. We launch our businesses as experts who's ready to monetize the solutions to the problem that they've already experienced, right? You're not new to the solutions that you offer. You're not new to the problem that you're called to solve, right? You're not new to that. You know what you're doing, right? You know how to do this. I'm going to use, I love it that Coach Brittany, she said, yes, people have always looked to me for solutions. I was not even in leadership positions. And see, people would just gravitate to me. This is how you know you've been called to it, right? And so this is what I love about Coach Brittany. Coach Brittany is a Chase Gray University coach, and she is a confidence coach, right? And so we're talking about showing up as a professional. If you go and look through Coach Brittany's profile on her social media, you'll see nothing but professionalism, right? Professional, showing up, being the expert, right? Why? Because what Coach Brittany had to go through to get to where she is what established her as the expert. I talked about this before. For those of you who, we've been taught traditionally that an expert requires, a certain amount of years in the field and so much a certain level of education and all of these things. And so we look at experts as these immaculate beings that we don't have any type of resemblance of. Well, I want to help you look at yourself as the expert, because you were the one that was able to conquer the lack of confidence to show up and sell your service and your business. And I'm talking about Coach Brittany because she's a confidence coach helping businesses with their marketing. You're the one that had to overcome certain barriers of confidence that you struggled with to get to where you are in business, right? These are the identifiers. This is what's establishing you as the expert. Why? Because you've gone through. So if we're going to start a six-figure coaching business, guess what we got to do? Not only do we have to adjust our thinking and our mindset so that as we're starting the business, we're saying, I am starting this coaching business to monetize my gift so that I can eventually generate 7, 8 figures in my business, whatever your financial goal is, right? You have to, I am establishing my mindset that I am a six-figure earner in my coaching business, and I'm getting ready to do the process to make it legal and to make it official that this is who I am. Mindset. Number 2, being professional. I am the expert, and I'm talking on your behalf. This is how I want you to show up. Coach Desiree said, thank you for the reminder. Yes, monetizing your expertise, Coach Desiree. This is what that second step is: showing up and being the expert. Experts show up and they're confident in what they're delivering. So what does that mean? That means when you're ready to start your coaching, you're starting with a scheduling link, right? We're not going back and forth with people saying, well, what's a good time for you? Well, what's a good time for you? Well, they're not ready for this and they're not ready for that. You need to come out the gate ready. Now, here's the thing. If you're still in the place where you're working on your pricing and you're working on, your coaching programs, whether or not it's going to be one-on-one coaching or group coaching or hybrid, you haven't really yet confirmed that yet. Your scheduling link is what separates you from the freebies to the serious professionals where you're looking to establish some sort of relationship for a financial return, right? So we're going to show up as the expert. Where's your scheduling link? How are you getting people on your calendar? Are you still texting back and forth saying, well, what's a good time for you? Well, what's a good time for you? Right? Are you sending out professional documents? And I'm not talking about needing letterheads and logos. I'm talking about establishing the boundary, right? Establishing the boundary. Listen, do I believe that when you first come out coaching that you need to start with a low figure offer because you're new? I don't believe that. And we're going to talk about pricing because, again, that's one of the ways that you start a six-figure coaching business. But it starts with the mindset. The only way for us to get to pricing and you be comfortable and confident in delivering your offer at a four-figure price point is it takes a certain level of thinking. Right? It takes a certain mindset. And so we talked about being professional, your systems. You may not have all your systems together. Now, I'm not saying that your sales funnel has to be 12 steps long and no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is as you are positioning yourself as the expert, as you are showing up as the coach, you are starting the business. You want people to take you seriously, then start putting out a scheduling link. You want to get on a call with me? Let's schedule it. Right? Let's schedule it. Let's put it on our calendar. Let's make it serious. I want to show you that my time is valuable. I want you to know that I organize my time so that I can serve accurately and efficiently, right? So you need a scheduling link. How are you meeting with them? Are you going, is it via Zoom? Is it in person? What does that look like? And are you packaging it at just that small level in a professional way that's establishing you as the expert? We're talking about how to start a six-figure coaching business. We've talked about mindset. We've talked about showing up and being the expert. Number three is a clear message. Here's the thing. Be simple. Be simple. One of the biggest mistakes that coaches make when they launch is trying to create this elaborate, over the top sales pitch that sounds so big that no one even understands what you do. Be simple. If you're a confidence coach, say I'm a confidence coach who help women market their business with confidence. It's simple. I know that you may think simplicity means maybe you think it means low price point, right? Maybe you think simplicity means it's not important enough, it's not big enough. And these are all challenges that I face, right? I remember when as I was really understanding who I was as a vision coach, I would ask God, okay, Lord, what's my simplicity? And he like clarity and confidence. And I was like, that's too simple. I need something big. Like I can make you six figures in 6 days. Like I needed something captivating. And he's like, I need you to help people gain clarity and confidence. And I struggled with it. And I struggled with it because again, I didn't think it was big enough. But simplicity is when the client is how the client connects to you and they're able to truly understand or understand that you have the solution to their problem. Right? So you need a clear message. We have a forgiveness coach. Very simple. Well, it's in her title, but very simple. Helping Christians forgive someone who has um assault or done them wrong. I won't necessarily say assaulted, but helping you go through the forgiveness process. Be simple. You don't have to have this padded statement because keep in mind when you try to pad your statement with all of these words and all of these adjectives, it just becomes confusing and overwhelming. Even in your titles, y'all. And I talk about this all the time. Your titles, you need one word to describe who you are as a coach. Either you're a vision coach, you're a forgiveness coach, you're a confidence coach, you're a business coach, you're a, like, one adjective to describe coach. Why? Because it becomes overwhelming in your marketing and you don't want to miss the client. You want to be simple. Chase Gray University, we're here to help you start, grow, and monetize your coaching business in your niche. Right? Be simple. That's number 3. Number 4, my favorite. This is one that we have the most struggle with, and it's the pricing, right? Again, keep in mind, we're talking about how to start a 6-figure coaching business. What does that look like? And how does that differ from just starting a business? Like, what do you mean, Latoya? How is there a difference between me just starting my coaching business versus me starting a 6-figure coaching business? There is a difference. And my last factor is the price point. It's the pricing. It can be challenging to go from a $25 offer to a $2,500 offer. Well, how many clients do you need at $25 to hit 6 figures? Let me look. I'm about to do the math real quick. How many clients do you need in your business to hit? You need 4,000 clients. You need to work with 4,000 people to hit the 6-figure mark in your business. Now, here's what I want to quickly establish. There's a difference between a product business and a product-based business and a service-based business, right? Us as coaches, we're service-based businesses. That doesn't mean that we don't have product that we offer. Take our shirt. Y'all see our shirt? Coaching is more than a lifestyle. This is the product. This is one of the products that we provide here at Chase Gray University. Product-based businesses and service-based business models are set up differently. As a product-based business, getting 4,000 people to purchase a $25 item may not be difficult if you really understand marketing and how to position yourself for the sale, right? That may not be difficult. But um as a service-based business, there's so many major elements that comes behind the service, right? I'm not just exchanging a product for profit where I can package it up, mail it out, and send it to you. As a service-based business, there's time that has to be put in this. There's preparation. There's different elements that has to be put into the business so that I can be sure that transformation happens, that results are gained. Well, in order to do that, then I have to be able to sit down and really learn how to organize my time and my finances so that it makes sense, right? We're running a business. So if unless you're trying to serve 4,000 people a year, then we have to redo your business model. This is where the pricing piece comes in. If we're going to be a 6-figure business and we're going to start our business as a 6-figure business, then guess what? We need 4-figure price points. 4-figure price points or more. This takes me back to step number 1. Remember, we talked about in step number 1, mindset. So if I'm saying, okay, y'all, okay, all right, I believe I've been called to coach. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to jump out here. I'm ready to do this thing. Let's do this. There's a mindset that has to be established. Once we've established that mindset, then we're going to start setting up your systems. We're going to be professional. Now, you won't have all your systems in place because that comes with growth and development, but we can start establishing some boundaries and draw the line. You want to get on a call? No, you cannot pick my brain. No, we can't have coffee and conversations. I'm going to send you a link because I'm an expert, I'm a professional, and I want you to respect my gift, and I'm going to respect my own gift, right? Then I'm going to make sure I have a clear message. So I may not have it all pieced together, but I do know that for right now, I'm an identity coach and I want to help you gain clarity of your assignment and God's purpose. So I'm going to help you with purpose, right? I'm going to help you gain clarity of who you are. So now I'm going to create a clear message for that. Then finally, I'm going to create it as a 4-figure offer because what I need to do, the time that we need to spend with each other, whether or not it's a couple hours a month or maybe it's a couple months, this needs to be positioned at a 4-figure price point. Now, I'm going to be doing a deep dive into this price point I'm gonna do a course. Actually, I'm doing a live course on pricing, and we're gonna talk about all of the things that need to be factored in your pricing, because it's not just about taking the money and putting it in your pocket. Like, it's not about that. I'm talking about the different item lines that you need, or line items that you need to have so that your price makes sense. Because let's think about it. If you're pricing your services at $25, but yet you're paying Zoom every month, you're paying your scheduling system or software every month, you're paying your email marketing, like you're paying all of this overhead, but yet you're not generating enough clients to pay it, then now, now we're in bankrupt. Now we're not even able to really generate the right income to grow the business. Pricing matters. Listen, I know that people, it's so funny because I can see this from both sides, right? I can see this from the business builder side, where it's like, okay, these are my expenses. This is what's required of me to grow my business, right? And I know what each line item looks like, and I know what's supposed to be on these line items. But then you go to the price point, and your price point is way beneath what you need per month to run the business. It's way beneath. And you're wondering why it's frustrating. You're so frustrated. You have no room in your budget to hire a coach. You have no room in your budget to run Facebook ads. You have no room in your budget, and it's because of the pricing, right? It's because of your price structure. But the only way for us to get your price structure to where it needs to be is if we do what? Start at the mindset, right? Felicia, you found us. I love it. Right? So what we're doing is when it's time for us to price our business, we're so consumed with what people can afford versus what's needed to run the business. And so this is one of the biggest hiccups. And like I said, I'm not going to go there because we're doing a full live course. Chase Gray University is offering some courses over the fall to help you just kind of work on a few areas in your business. One of the courses we're doing is pricing, and we're going to talk about everything that needs to be included in your pricing. And if you're going to start a six-figure coaching business, your price point has to be at a certain place. It has to be, because if not, then what you're doing is you're running a hobby, right? I know that a lot of times people may go out and seek business funding. I know that people work their 9 to 5 to fund their business. But if your price point is at a place that it could fund the business, just think about the headache that you no longer have. Think about the release or the relief of the headache, right? And so I'm doing a deep dive into how to start a six-figure coaching business. It's a live course that I'm doing. The link is actually in the caption. I want you to check it out. We're going to be doing courses over the next several weeks, and we're going to be focusing on very specific areas of your coaching business so that you can really fine tune these areas and be ready for 2023. One of my um one of my biggest things in business, because y'all know I love coaching. This has been something that I've been doing for over 10 years now, and I love it. But what hurts my heart is when people are not fulfilling their assignment in coaching because they feel stuck, because they don't know what to do. Maybe you've been Googling your answers. Maybe you've been attending the live trainings and trying to piece together. Understand that it's very difficult to piece together six-figure strategies only consuming content, right? And so over the next several weeks, we're going to provide some live courses, and we're going to focus on these things so that what you can see instant results. Our first class is October 11th. We're going to be doing call to coach, how to start your coaching business. What are the 12 steps that you need so that you can start a six-figure coaching business? What are the things that you need? What does your business bank account look like? Have you structured it a certain kind of way? What about your taxes? Are you filing your taxes as a Schedule C until your income reaches a certain bracket? Then it changes. But what are you doing? Right? Have you sat down and have you identified your different software and your different systems? We're going to go step by step. Have you filed your corporation in your city, in your state? Do you understand the difference between a sole proprietorship and an LLC? Because some of you will go out and get a doing business as thinking that you've established an entity that will protect your personal assets, and you haven't. Right. So we're going to walk through those steps on how to start a six-figure coaching business. And I want you in the room. So make sure you click the link in the caption and register, secure your spot. We're only taking 10 students per course. Okay, 10 students per course. Our very first course is Tuesday, October 11th, and we'll be going every Tuesday with the new course all the way through November 15th, I believe, is our last course. So I'm encouraging you to go ahead and take a look at that. So again, we're talking about how do you start a six-figure coaching business. We talked about mindset, right? We talked about showing up as the expert, not waiting, right? Let me say this. Let me say this really quickly about the showing up as the expert. We focus on individuals who believe they've been called to coach, which means it's an innate gift, right? It's something that you all automatically have. It's something that you automatically do, right? Now, when you talk about showing up as the expert, we're talking about positioning yourself as the professional. Now, when you go through and you get certifications and you get trainings, what this is doing is this is really developing the skill. Here at Chase Gray University, not only do we really mature the gift of coaching, but we help you really develop the skill of coaching. So can you establish yourself as the expert? Yes. What does coaching certifications and trainings do? It really establishes that expertise. It really edifies who you are as a coach, right? It helps that skill. It develops that skill. It makes you better. So I want you to know that you already have the gift of coach. Now, I've had someone ask me before, Latoya, do I have to pay to become a coach? No. That's an innate gift. That's a gift that God is giving you. But you do invest in becoming a better coach. You do invest so that you can learn how to take that gift and take it to the next level. How do I maximize my gift, right? So I just wanted to share that when we talk about number two, being the expert. You're like, well, can I be an expert and not be certified? Well, because of the things that you've gone through, it already qualifies you, right? You're already qualified. Now, going through the proper trainings and the certifications only enhances it. It makes it better. It takes you to the next level. This is what establishes your level of expertise. Number three, we talked about a clearer message. Be simple. Be simple, be specific, be clear. We have a course on that as well. You already know. And then number four, pricing. How do I start a business? Stop coming out the gate thinking that first of all, stop thinking you have to coach for free. That's for number one. You do not have to coach for free. Now, there are some programs that require you to coach for free so that you can get some practice in. Chase Gray University, we do have a free coaching option, but I always encourage the coaches to put an investment behind the coaching, right? I never encourage the coaches to coach for free. But you can coach for free so that you can get some practice, so that you can get comfortable, especially when you start learning different coaching methods and, the different methodology behind coaching. You may want to go do a couple rounds for free so that you can get the practice. But you don't have to coach for free. And you don't have to start your pricing at $25 or $100 an hour. Right? We're going to talk about this. When I take a deeper dive into the pricing, we're going to talk about, those hourly coaching packages. Those, first of all, if you want to scale, hourly coaching packages aren't scalable because there's a limit. There's a ceiling on that, right? You can only coach so many hours a day. You can only coach so many hours a month. And so when you're looking to scale your coaching business, which means you're looking to produce a greater income, then of course we have to change your business model. And so when we're talking about either hourly coaching or group coaching or one-on-one coaching or a longer term period of coaching, then we're talking about establishing a price point that, number one, is going to help you grow the business. Number two, help you bring in team members to help you really serve that client at the at a greater level. And then number three, you want to make sure that the pricing is it reflects the quality of transformation that's going to happen. But we're going to talk about pricing in a later course, right? In a later course. And so I just wanted to just jump in. I wanted to share with you my 4 different steps to starting a 6-figure coaching business. When I first started the coaching business, I did not start as a 6-figure coach, right? I didn't. And I believe that I would have hit 6 figures in my business sooner if I had have embodied some of the practices and the tools that I'm going to talk about in the course above. Cool. For all of my Chase Great University coaches, you already know you have complete access to the courses over October and November. So just set your calendars. They're going to be on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys just set your alarms. You already know you have access being a part of Chase Great University. But for those of you who are not a part of Chase Great University and you want access to these courses, you're like, Latoya, I need to know how to start a 6-figure coaching business. I want to make sure that I have all of my ducks in a row. I want to make sure that I'm starting as a professional business so that people can see me as a professional, and so that people can invest in me. Then I encourage you to go ahead and click the link in the caption. Go ahead and secure your spot. Go ahead and secure your spot. We only have 10 spots available. My CGU coaches, you're good. You're not included in that 10, but we only have 10 spots available for non-CGU students. Cool. So I hope that I was able to serve you on today. For those of you, your homework assignment, for those of you who are catching this live or on replay, your homework assignment is your mindset. What are you doing? What we doing? Right? Are we going to keep running this saying that I'm in ministry and I'm serving, or are we gonna run a business? Right? Are we gonna run a business? Are we going to do what's necessary to run an effective business? And what does that look like? I want to share with you my 12 steps, my 12 steps to starting a 6-figure coaching business. I'm going to go over systems. I'm going to go over software. I'm going to go over filings. I'm going to go over everything that you need to know so that you are establishing yourself as a professional. Cool. Click the link in my caption. Have a fantabulous week, and I'll see you guys inside of the community. Be blessed.